Hello dears, back to the discussion of the notes. We are with the paper Crossing the Borders, Malayalam Literature and English Translation. I would love to tell you one thing because my endeavor running this channel as to discuss all the possible chapters from this textbook Crossing the Borders, Malayalam Literature and English Translation. I also try to create notes of the same chapters I discuss and upload it as fast as possible. But you know that it is very difficult for me to do and run everything together. It is just like an acrobatic dance, but let's see whether I will be able to do it or not. But of course, I assure you that I will be covering most of the portions before the exam. But if I fail, to meet my target before the exam, of course, there is no other way but you pardon me for the same. Let's hope for the best. Come to the discussion of the first section, the short answer questions. The first question is, list out any two of the performances by Anthony Terrikan recollected by the speaker. Answer. Anthony Terrikan took 86 runs from 36 balls at Panangade, Ernakulam. He took 5 fours in 1 over for the Manapad Cup. Moving on to the second question. To whom does the speaker in the poem Anthony Terrikan compare Anthony Terrikan to? Answer. The speaker of the poem Anthony Terrikan compares Anthony Terrikan to Sachin Tendulkar. Anthony Terrikan was a local cricket player who came to the world before the entry of Sachin Tendulkar. Now moving on to the third question. What are the similarities between Tendulkar and the Terrikan? Answer. The poet says that Anthony Terrikan has got the same sharp vision and the same wrist like what Sachin Tendulkar has got. Has also got the same rhythm, timing, concentration and agility like Tendulkar. Now the fourth question. What did Terrikan become in his life? Answer. Everyone hoped that Anthony Terrikan would be a great cricket player like Sachin Tendulkar. But later in life, Anthony Terrikan became a clerk in an advocate's office. Now coming to the fifth question. Give an example of personification from the poem Anthony Terrikan. Answer. Personification is the attribution of a human characteristic to something non-human. In the poem Anthony Terrikan, the writer humanizes the trait of oblivion. Now the sixth question. Identify the figure of speech in the expression Indo-Pak night. Answer. The figure of speech used in the expression Indo-Pak night is synecdoche. Synecdoche is a literary device in which a part of something represents the whole. Now moving on to the seventh question. What was Anthony Terrikan's response to the live telecast of the cricket match between India and Pakistan on TV? Answer. When the live telecast of the cricket match between India and Pakistan had been going on in the TV, Anthony Terrikan just moved away from the site. The match was in the Feroz Shah Kolta ground, New Delhi. Now the eighth question. What do the lines "he was climbing up the human mountain" signify? Answer. The line "he was climbing up the human mountain" signifies the hardships of life that he had to go through. Anthony Terrikan couldn't think of his past talent simply because of the present Alzheimer's he was afflicted with. That is, the burdens of his life. Now we will come to the last question. That is, what happened to the ball that Anthony Terrikan struck away during the match at Chalakudi? Answer. The ball that Anthony Terrikan struck once fell into the bottom of a river. The writer says that, just like that ball, Anthony Terrikan might be lying covered by the snow somewhere. Next, we will come to the discussion of the essay questions. And also, as usual, I have included the paragraph questions within the essay itself, so the discussion of that also will be going along with this. So, the first essay questions, let's read the questions. First one, the poem Anthony Turrican contrasts reality as it experienced within the reality projected by the visual media. Elucidate. The second question, when does an actor or a sportsman become a star? What are the socio-cultural ingredients that go in the making of a star? Explain with reference to Gopikrishna's poem Anthony Terrikan. Now the third question. Attempt a critical analysis of the poem Anthony Terrikan. You know, this is a very small poem, and yet you see there are 8 paragraph questions and 3 essay questions. So 8 paragraph questions, it's very difficult for any student to study those separately. So as I usually do, I have included the paragraph questions within the essay question itself. So notice how it is done. The second paragraph of the essay is also the answer of paragraph question number 1 from the textbook. The third paragraph of the essay is the answer of paragraph question number 3, 4 and 8 from the textbook. The fourth paragraph of the essay is the answer of paragraph question numbers 2 and 6 from the textbook. Now we will move on to the first paragraph of the essay. So when you write the essay, you just remind yourself that the first paragraph of the essay should be the most beautiful part of your essay. So let's see. The human bird of desire always loves to perch on the nest of fame. Fame is very big and a very visible professional success. It is the key to good side of life's velvet ropes. For those who win it, society will grant them wealth, power, access, recognition, and other tools to live an extraordinary life. To those who fail to win it, society grants only oblivion, as seen in the case of the man Anthony Terrikan. P.N. Gopikrishnan, who was born in 1969, poem Anthony Terrikan broods on the idea of fame and how fame blesses a man and how it betrays an equally talented man. Now we will move on to the second paragraph of the essay. The second paragraph of the essay is also the answer of paragraph question number 1 from the textbook. Let's read that paragraph question number 1. How far did the Terrican influence the local cricket fans according to the speaker? Answer. At first glance, talent seems to be the biggest indicator of success in any field. Those who have it rise to the top, and those without it are left behind. It is the basic premise behind all the success stories. But talent is not everything. It is very useful and certainly helps, but it doesn't seem to be the main underlying force behind success. The life of Anthony Turrican is proof enough of this point. P.N. Gopikrishnan's poem Anthony Terrikan discusses the life of this local hero who had the talent to become a national hero. Terrikan was a local hero on whom all the people placed high expectations. He influenced the local cricket fans very much. He took 86 runs from 36 balls at Panangade, Ernakulam. He took 5 fours in 1 over for the Manappada Cup. He wanted his fans by giving huge sixes out of the balls of the famous spin bowler Ananda Padmanabhan. Terrikan taught the local cricket fans that the game of cricket is not only about wearing pads, gloves and hats. The writer here seems to mock those who were getting the privilege of playing the game with the aid of all these facilities. The writer sings, "Swearing cricket was no pads, gloves and hat." Without the accompaniment of any such outside shields, Terrikan proved his talent only through the power of his bat. Thus he showed them that a bat can be a gun, a flag, a broom, and a guitar. He charmed the eyes of the cricket fans with his bat, which worked the work of rapid firing from a gun. Just like how one takes pride when one sees the national flag flies high, Terrikan's villagers hoped much on his future. But success didn't crown him with fame after many years. Everyone hoped that he would be a great cricket player like Sachin Tendulkar. But later in life, Anthony Terrikan became a clerk in an advocate's office. Next, we will move on to the third paragraph of the essay. The third paragraph of the essay is the answer of paragraph question number 3, 4 and 8. Let's read paragraph question number 3. Why do continuities continue in one person and a crumple in another? Elucidate. The fourth question. Why didn't Terrikan become a successful cricketer like Tendulkar? Now the eighth question. How does the poet bring in both the local and national narratives into the poems simultaneously? Answer. Continuities continue in one person and crumple in another. This appears as the central theme in P.N. Gopikrishnan's poem Anthony Terrikan. The poem talks about Anthony Terrikan and Sachin Tendulkar, who were people of equal talents, but only one could thrive in the field of cricket. The poet sings here, "At first sight, Tendulkar is a Terrikan." But Terrikan didn't become a successful cricketer like Tendulkar. This way, the poet brings in both the local and the national narratives into the poem simultaneously. This, as we all know, is not evenly spread throughout the population. In fact, its distribution follows what is known as a power law curve, or in plain language, a tiny number of people end up with the desired level of success. Terrikan was not able to climb the ladder of success even though he amazed the local people greatly. On the other hand, Sachin Tendulkar could become very successful nationally and internationally. The poet says that Anthony Terrikan has got the same sharp vision and the same wrist like what Sachin Tendulkar has got. He has also got the same rhythm, timing, concentration, and agility like Tendulkar. Yet he had to settle with the job of a clerk in an advocate's office. So the slogan that the most talented succeeds became a myth in Anthony Turrican's case. It is often said that hard work is the only one way to succeed. But before the troubles of life, Anthony Terrikan had to relinquish his dreams on cricket. In life, it is always essential to stand up for oneself against exploitation, even if it comes in the form of life struggles. Anthony Terrikan seems to have lost somewhere in this matter. He could do nothing but got upset when he saw people of his same caliber makes his country proud. This is why he leaves the television when he sees Sachin Tendulkar on the screen. We know here that he is a man with a clear idea of self-assessment, but also with a much clearer idea of helplessness in life. Now we will move on to the fourth paragraph of the essay. As I said, the fourth paragraph of the essay, you can be written as the answers of two other paragraph questions from the textbook. Those paragraph questions are paragraph question number 2, that is, comment on the use of various analogies in the poem to compare Terrikan's performance in the ground. The next question is question number 6, that is, comment on the speaker's analogy of ball at the bottom of the river and Terrikan's memories of the past. So, P.N. Gopikrishnan's poem Anthony Turrican is filled with the use of analogies. An analogy is a comparison between one thing and another, typically for the purpose of explanation or clarification. It is used to draw a correspondence or partial similarity. In the poem Anthony Terrikan, the poet uses analogies to compare Terrikan's performance in the ground. The poem begins and ends with analogies. At first, the writer says that Terrikan taught the local cricket fans that the game of cricket is not only about wearing pads, gloves and hats. The writer here seems to mock those who were getting the privilege of playing the game with the aid of all these facilities. He writes that Anthony Terrikan was one who taught us that there was gun or broom, guitar and flag. Anthony Terrikan's bat is here compared to a gun used for rapid firing. His bat is then compared to an oar with which he drove past through the bay forward. His bat was as possible as a broom that it could sweep out all the runs from the balls. His bat was no less than a guitar which could produce for the public the rhythms of solemn music. He made them all tuned into such a huge hope which saw its end when life catapulted him to the other end of the swing of fortune. Even he himself finds it difficult to digest that he could achieve nothing in life. The poet compares his bat to a flag, a sign of victory. But as time went on, his fortune proved him wrong. When the poem ends, the writer again uses a beautiful analogy to compare the man's life with. The line, "He was climbing up the human mountain," signifies the hardships of life that he had to go through. Anthony Turrican couldn't think of his past talent simply because of the present Alzheimer's he was afflicted with, that is, the burdens of his life. The ball that Anthony Turrican struck once fell into the bottom of a river. The writer says that, just like that ball, Anthony Turrican might be lying covered by the snow somewhere. The poet here softly covers him with the birds of snow, a tinge of sympathy, a thing that brings ease to the scorching heat within, at least in his death. Now we will come to the concluding paragraph of the essay. Thus we see how we affirmed in the beginning of the essay that fame is very big and a very visible professional success. True, it surely is the key to the good side of life's velvet ropes. When Sachin Tendulkar won it, society gleefully granted him wealth, power, access and recognition to live an extraordinary life. Sachin and Terrikan were two people who stood on the two poles of success, one on the side of bliss and the other on the side of oblivion. When time and fortune confiscated to obliterate the name of one, the same lots in life chose to underline the name of the other in green inks. Next, we will discuss the remaining two paragraph questions. The first one is, did each of his steps erase the earlier steps? Explain with reference to the context of the poem, Anthony Terrikan. Next question, how do the use of the words like erase, crumble, cancel, oblivion, Alzheimer's in the poem intensify the sense of a lost past? Answer. Fame is our society's most powerful force. Celebrities, those that have it, are the super elite of our culture. The extent and the quality of a celebrity news in the media appears especially inordinate today, but everyone with similar talents doesn't always taste success. In the poem Anthony Turrican, P.N. Gopikrishnan inquires into the reason for certain obliterations from history. Here, to express a sense of a lost past, the writer uses words like erase, crumple, cancel, oblivion, Alzheimer's, etc. He says that the performance of Anthony Terrikan at the Fort Ground in Palakkad was like a dance. But he asks why he couldn't continue the same throughout the dance. The idea of continuity defeated him. This is why each of his new steps erased the earlier steps, and at a point, Terrikan himself forgot his talent. He once had given one of his best performances in the Garden Stadium, which was as beautiful as a well-written poem. But again, the writer asks whether each of the new word in the poem made him forget the previous word. The idea of continuity crumbled in him. Before the struggles of life, he forgot his talents and ended up working as a clerk in an advocate's office. This is why the poet asks, if oblivion draws a portrait, would it resemble Terrikan? So, Anthony Terrikan couldn't think of his past talent simply because of the present Alzheimer's he was afflicted with, that is, the burdens of his life. Hard work makes a big difference in our life, as does natural talent. But the distinction between the talented hard workers and the immensely successful is either an intuitive or learned understanding of what we call the fame formula. Fame most often comes as a side effect of success. The world needs only the successful, and it turns its so face at those who are defeated by the hardships of life. When Sachin Tendulkar was blessed by fortune, Terrikan was cursed by the same. Now we have finished the discussion of the question and answers from the chapter. If you like this video, please give me a like, and also if you have any question, just put it in the comment box below. We will meet again in the next class with the discussion of some other topics and notes from the same textbook.